Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another review for the month of horror. This time it is Cat's Eye. Now, Cat's Eye is an anthology film that sadly doesn't get talked about a lot, but I think it's one of the better anthology movies. This might be my favorite anthology film. I like Creepshow and other stuff, but this one, I like all three stories. It's well directed by Lewis Teague, who did Alligator with Robert Forster. He made Cujo. Later on, he would make Navy SEALs. The cast is great. You have Drew Barrymore in multiple roles, but mainly in the third act. The third story. Oh, that was Tandy Clark. I forgot. Tandy Clark from the Blob remake, 1988. James Woods, who's the star of our first story, Quitters Inc., as well as Alan Keane. Robert Hayes, who our star in the second story about The Ledge. Pretty decent music by Alan Silvestri, who worked on scores to Predator, Back to the Future. Uh, Creatures created by Carlo Rambaldi, mainly the Troll for the third act, the General. I think there's a Blu-ray of this, but I don't know if there's any features on it or anything. But yeah, this is pretty much just three stories, all centered around, well, not centered, but this cat is the link to it. Because this cat, which maybe, I think they shot a prologue that they didn't use as to why this cat is seeing these images of Drew Barrymore. But it's like images of Drew Barrymore asking for help. So the cat is trying to get there. And the beginning is fun because he gets chased by Cujo and almost hit by a car, which is Christine. So I thought that was a fun touch. And then the cat gets grabbed by this one guy, and we go to our first story, Critters Inc. with James Woods, which I think when most people talk about this, they think of the James Woods segment, because it's a crazy, interesting idea, and James Woods gives a wonderful performance. Alan Keane as a villain, just want to hate. And pretty much Quitters Inc. is he's unsure about signing up, but he wants to quit smoking. And Alan Keane says, "You have cigarettes? Well, come in." And I like when James Woods, when the guy asks, "You have cigarettes?" and he's like, "Does the bear shit in the woods?" And craziness from the start when Alan Keane takes James Woods cigarettes and just beats the shit out of him, and then shows him a room where they shot this cat on this electrified floor. And I like that James Woods is trying to help it. "Stop it, you don't kill it." And Alan Key's like, "No, he's not hurt. But what's going to happen is that you don't stop smoking. And if you don't, we don't put your wife in there. Then if it happens again, we don't put your kid in there. Then if it happens a third time, we don't have someone rape your wife. And if it's the fourth time, well, we give up." And that's what I mean. It's an insane idea, and James Woods does a good job. Throughout this, you have nice callbacks to Stephen King, like James Woods watches The Dead Zone with Christopher Walken. And the third story, someone's reading the Pet Cemetery book. And I mentioned, the cat just chased by Cujo and almost hit by Christine. And Critters Inc. definitely captures a bit of the paranoia, because James Woods is wondering, is someone watching him now? Oh no, I'm not smoking. See, I'm actually getting my golf clubs. And I didn't notice until rewatching this that Drew Barrymore did play multiple roles, because I thought she was just in the third story, but in the first story, Drew Barrymore plays James Woods' daughter, but she just has glasses on. I'm like, wait a minute, she looks familiar, and oh, okay. And James Woods gives her a doll, and oh, thank you, Daddy. I'm like, oh shit, that is Drew Barrymore playing that too. I also like the usage of the Police song, "Every Breath You Take." Every breath you take, I'll be watching you. Yeah, this insane hallucination sequence where James Woods is at a party and he sees people in cigarette costumes. He sees kids smoking, smoking coming out of ears. This is a piece of that. I mean, this insanity. I was like, wow, what is going on here? And he fucks up one time. He smokes on a bridge, and they get his wife, and they shock him, and he tries to fight, but they have him down. Leon, him and his wife hug, and then sometime later, and it seems like he's doing well, and he's okay with Critters Inc., but now it's about weight. Oh, if you don't, I'll cut off your wife's finger. Oh, yeah, you're right. Then they're at a party, and they're doing a toast, and James Wood sees a woman with a cut off finger. So now he does have to watch his weight, otherwise his wife will get her finger cut off. And it just shows, this continued cycle that James Wood's character Sally's now in. And I think that's such an original idea, if you think about it. There's not many movies, let alone segments of movies, that are quite like that. We want to help you quit smoking. And just how insane and how far they take it. Because usually it'd be like, well, we'll do this. You gotta give us a shitload of money. But they never mention money. They literally do this because they want to follow their rules. And James Woods does a wonderful job. It's just a very interesting idea. And the third story, I'll get to why I'm skipping the second one in a minute. And the third story is pretty decent because you have a nice creature by Carl Rambaldi of the troll that comes out of a wall and tries to get and steal Drew Barrymore's breath. And the cat gets there and it fights, and the mom thinks the cat ate this bird and took it to the shelter, but it didn't, so it escapes and gets in a fun fight with the troll. You can tell they use some, not miniatures, but how you make things much bigger to make someone seem as if they're very tiny. So really huge furniture so the person can run around and do certain stuff in this troll outfit. I like the look of the troll. I think the voice is Frank Welker, who's done a lot of voice work for various projects. And I like cats as well, so maybe that's another reason why I like this movie. I'm a fan of cats. So it's fighting the troll. I like the cat is the hero and saves the girl. At one point, the troll gets on a record and the cat hits it and it starts playing, and the troll flies off and hits his fan and gets obliterated. And I also like the idea that the parents find out that it was real. It wasn't like, oh, it's made up. So I like that little idea. And I thought the battle between cat and troll was a fun little battle. It was entertaining. But the second story, I saved that for last because it's my favorite. And it's the most underrated because anytime someone talks about this, either they mention this because it's the cover, or they mention Critters Inc. as being the best. But my favorite is The Ledge with Robert Hayes. I love that story. And it's so simple, but yet so effective. And I really like Robert Hayes as an actor. I like him in Airplane. I like him in 50-50. He's really good in this. Love to hear an interview with him about the making of this movie. And I like the idea. He's in love with this girl. They're trying to get away. He puts the girl on a bus saying, I have to stay because I need to get some money for when we run away. And they run away from this rich asshole guy who's very dangerous and type of guy who loves bets. He loves wagers. He even makes a wager with this other guy to see if this cat will get run over on the highway. That's how much scumbags these other guys are. So you feel bad for Robert Hayes when he gets caught by these guys. And that's how the cat enters that second story, because, oh, you helped me win the bet, I'm going to take you home. So takes him home to his penthouse. Robert Hayes gets beat up by two people you may recognize. Mike Starr, who you remember from Dumb and Dumber. He's the guy who's like, guys, guys, fellas, after Jim Carrey makes the most annoying sound in the world. And then the other guy is Charles S. Dutton. Holy shit! He doesn't really have really much of any dialogue, but holy shit, that's Charles S. Dutton. So they beat Robert Hayes up, take him to this bad guy. It's like, you know what? I'm gonna give you a wager. You climb along the edge of the apartment, and if you get back, I'll give you my money, my girl, and your freedom. So he does it. I thought it was fairly suspenseful. Robert Hayes going along this edge, and the obstacles that get in his way, whether it be, it's so short of a ledge, the wind blowing, birds scaring him, the asshole plays a horn to try to make him fall. Just keep you on your toes. This bird that keeps pecking on his ankle to the point that it's bleeding. And then a fun moment where he finally gets to a safe spot and kicks that fucking bird off the ledge. He gets a hose on him, so he gets out of a safe spot. I just wish it was longer. Granted, I don't know how long you can make it because the ledge is only so big. But if there was a way, I would love to see more stuff happen. Of course, the finale when there's this sign climbing over and part of it fucking tips and is hanging there and he's hanging for dear life. And then when he gets there, finds out that the girl he loves has been killed by this asshole, and there's her head, and he fights the guy, shoots one guy in the back, and makes the asshole go on the ledge, with what I thought was the just desserts that the villain needed. And then that guy gets pecked by the bird on his ankle, but he falls to his death. So, granted, some of the opticals, like when the bad guys fall into his death, they don't hold up. Because, they were done in 1985. This wasn't the biggest budget. This was produced by Dino De Laurentiis, which produced quite a few Stephen King stuff at the time, like Maximum Overdrive, a year after this. So yeah, some of those opticals don't hold up. But there's some shots on the ledge that look very good. And I just like the idea. I like Robert Hayes, on a 5-inch ledge encircling the 30th floor. Because I thought that was a really cool idea. It really made me feel sorry for Robert Hayes. And, I like that the villain got his just desserts. The villain didn't get away, wasn't a downbeat. So, all 3 stories I enjoyed. All 3 stories I like. I would say I like The Ledge, Quitter's Inc., and then the last one. And watching again, the last story, there's nothing really that bad about it. The troll is cool. I like the design. The look by Carl Rambaldi. I did a little fight he has with the cat. I like that the cat is the hero. I thought Drew Barrymore did a good job. And she got this job because she had done Firestarter, another Stephen King movie based on the Stephen King book. This is more like, not really based on stuff, but just, screenplay that Stephen King wrote. I thought and Lewis Teague did a very capable job directing. And, I like the cast, James Woods, Robert Hayes, Drew Barrymore. I don't really have much problems with this movie. And it's an anthology film that no one talks about. Like, everyone will always talk about Creepshow. But I really do think this is one of the best anthologies out there. So that's Cat's Eye. Would be nice to see a packed feature with interview with James Woods, interview with Drew Barrymore, interview with Robert Hayes. You never don't get all that stuff though. Maybe you get 1 or 2 things, but you're not going to get a lot of stuff. Because this is sadly a forgotten movie. And it didn't do that bad when it came out. Brad had a low budget, so it didn't have to do too much. But there is a commentary by director Lewis Teague. But that's it for features on this. But either way, I enjoyed it. I think it's a good film to watch for the Halloween season. So thanks for watching. Take care, and we'll see you guys later. Bye bye.